All right, guys, today's video, shout out Double D Racing. Lots of drag racing videos, GoPro footage. He's got an LT 500, Quadzilla, Banshee, Raptor 700. He has lots of different quads, lots of racing. Go give him a follow. Alrighty, we're gonna tackle the brake pedal. This thing is locked up tight, cannot get it to move. We got to get to the assembly, so you got to remove the little shield here, a couple 10 mils, push pins, zip ties, whatever is holding this thing together. Get it out of the way. You can see the assembly here. This whole thing just slides onto a shaft, which is held in with a washer and a cotter pin. It should just go up and down nice and freely, but what happens is behind the washer, there's a seal, and if they go bad, get some dirt in there, get some water in there, the assembly will rust up, and then it'll lock up, just like ours did. So we're going to remove the cotter pin, remove the rear brake switch, the spring for that, return spring, and I didn't do it right now, but just telling you, remove the rear brake cable, makes life way easier. We're trying to get this job done relatively quickly, so we're not going to mess around with it. We're going to heat this thing up. Just go around the outside, get some heat on it, see if you can move it. Remember, there are seals, but I mean, I heated this up pretty good and then burned the seal. The seal is already kind of damaged. You'll see later in the video here, but just try to go around it. Don't hit the seal. Don't burn the seal up. Unless you're replacing it, then you're good to go. We're not replacing the seals. We're just cleaning it up, lubing it, so just be careful. This is what I was telling you about making sure you have the brake cable off. See how far you can go down with it. If you have the cable on, you can't go this far down. So being able to go all the way up, all the way down, helps to get this thing off. Good night. Alright guys, so I had a little battle there. This thing was in there nice and snug, we'll just say that. But we're using LA Totally Awesome for everything on this little project for this rancher. So we didn't use any PB Blaster, no WD-40, just a lot of elbow grease and a lot of, no cuss words, but we were getting there. It was tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up. This actually does have seals on each end. They look okay. This one's got, it's a little buggered up, but it's not all that bad. More than likely, they're not going to want to replace these seals. This is a very much a work quad. They went bare minimum just to get the thing to work. So we're going to clean this up real good. And then we're going to lube it up and put it all back together. Here it's hard to see, but you can see the seal. It's got a little booger right here. We weren't messing with this side of it, so this must have been boogered up before. Maybe that's why the little moisture is getting down in there and causing a lot of rust. It's hard to see. See if we can get this thing to focus. Here we go. You can see the booger up there. That's a little better. And then this side, hammering on a little bit to try to get this to push out. Once we got it out farther, we can move it up and down further, able to free it up and get this thing out of here. But yeah, we're gonna continue to clean this up, see if we can get some like sandpaper in here and really get it clean, and then get some Scotch-Brite or sandpaper out on the four-wheeler, clean that up, put some grease in this, put it all back together. We got that rear brake adjusted, it's working great. Now we're going to jump onto these rear tires. As we saw in the inspection with the soapy water trick, it was leaking around the beads on both tires. The one was worse than the other, and after about a month, they will leak down to basically flat. So using our Mayflower tire machine from eBay, we're going to rip these things apart, clean up the tire itself, and clean up the bead on the wheel, and see if we can't seal these things back up. Doing a little update on these tire machines. I got a lot of people messaging me, asking me about how well they work, do I like them, and guys, I'll give them 100 out of 100. I've had absolutely zero issues with them whatsoever. Now they are limited when you have the bigger wheels and tires for today's market, you know, with the vehicles out there, but for ATV wheels, older vehicles, stuff like that, these machines are great. Now you can get the higher end version of these. They sell them on their website with different helper arms and stuff. But this base model, for what I do, it's amazing. Now you don't have to go with these ODI grips like I am, but these ODIs make life so much easier. You just have to rip these old ones off, just cut them with a razor blade, and the ODIs literally just clamp on. It took me longer to take the old grips off than it was to put the new grips on. So if you guys are interested, they're like 25 bucks. They are a little expensive, but they work and they install super easy. Replacing the air filter, pretty straightforward job, but just to be very mindful when you're putting this back together, it is tight, it's a little tough, and it is very sharp. Right where my right hand is, like the intake, very sharp, and it'll slice your fingers up. So be mindful, put some gloves on, don't be like me, just be careful. All right, we're gonna swap the spark plug out real quick, but I want to give you guys a shout out. You guys are 10 minutes in. Super thankful for watching this video, but I also want to give a shout out to everybody that's subscribed to this channel. We're almost to 3,000 subs. It's just a little milestone for me. I'd love to hit 3,000 by the end of 2023. We're like 50 people away. If you guys could, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, send it to your friends. I'd love to hit that mark. Again, thank you. So we got to do the front and rear diff on these. Now we're using all Honda oil for the oil change, for the differentials, everything. So this is a pretty easy job. I did an in-depth video earlier. I'll have that linked in the description. But really, it's pretty easy. You just need a 17 mil to get this filler cap out, 10 mil to get the drain plug. Same thing for the rear. Very easy job to do, but people often forget about it. So there is a little bit of a difference when you're filling these diffs with oil, the front versus the rear. Now, they both have these fill plugs that you got to remove. In the front, you fill it until it hits just the threads, and then you're good to go. Now, the rear, you have the drain, where I'm working on right now, and then on the left, there is a level hole. So you're going to fill this thing with oil until it hits that level and starts dripping out. That's when you know you're good. So when you're doing this rear brake, the handbrake cable, it's just so much easier if you just take this plastic piece off. Now, different models, it's a little bit different design, but don't try just pulling it out and putting a new one in. There's some little clips that you can't see that's underneath it. So just be mindful of that when you're taking this apart. Ava? Huh? No. Yes. Had to. Let me see. Did you find the bug? Where's the bug at? Where'd he go?
Okay, come over here.
Okay.
Still there.
He's still there?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you. Come on, Daddy.
Okay, hold on.
What? You have a J-A-Y-L-Y and you do that.
What? That's your name. When you're putting this all back together in the rear end here, definitely make sure you put some lubrication in the line and on these threads. I like to just put some grease or anti-seize or something on it just to help with it.
Good job, Bella. You are paying attention. You are going to get a gold star today. All right. I don't want everything to get wet. You can't bring everything in the shower, girl. Just leave it for out. Why are you taking your coat? We're not even inside. Oh. Oh, have kids, they said. But tell Daddy, see you later.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Ben.
I don't know if all the filters that you can buy online come with new seals, but if they do, make sure you replace them. It doesn't take very long. It's just kind of security. And when you're putting the new seals on, just make sure you put a little bit. Your hands are already probably going to be oily, so just make sure you put a little bit of oil on them, and then you just slide it right back on so they make a good seal. Now you can use impacts to take them off. Absolutely do not use them to put these back on. These are small bolts. They'll snap right off. These Hondas take just a tad bit over 2 quarts of oil. So put 2 in and then check the level and make sure you're good. All the oil levels look good. Quads are running tip-top shape. Everything they wanted to get done, we got done, and it's good to go. We're going to send it back out to the field, try to get some more miles out of this thing. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave me in the comment section below. And as always, God bless.